up in the Protestant community, mainly Tigers Bay area, all of my life. So I've seen the conflict and I've seen the troubles and I've witnessed things that I had to go through as a young child. Lovely Moore here, the parent coordinator, stopped me one day at the car door and she was like, Stephanie, we're running these programs and you need to get involved and you need to do this. And I was like, oh, I don't know, I'm not too sure about that much. She's like, no, you'll really enjoy it, come on along, come on and do it, it's really good. So I began these last year. Started with incredible years of school readiness. I did the Sink or Swim and the Health and Happiness, and that's just a few really. All of these classes are run by Barnardos and Parkton NI, and I participated in them in both Holy Family Primary School and Curry Primary School. So this was my first interaction getting into what would be mainly a Catholic primary school. I've never been in a Catholic primary school. I've never really interacted with parents from a cross-community perspective. So when I started these, initially I felt a bit nervous, like I do now. I was a bit apprehensive, but I was also excited and I was curious. I was curious to see, right, what are these programs about that this woman is running down the corridor telling me to join? So I was like, right, I'll go and I'll give it a shot, and if I don't like it, I can always say, oh no, that wasn't for me. So I went along and it was the best thing I ever did. It really was. I've got so much enjoyment out of it, and I've got time with other parents. I've got time to speak to other parents, both from my side of the community and others, that I wouldn't have had an opportunity to do before. And it's nice to be able to relate to people and like understand that the people, the Catholic side of the community and the Catholic mothers and the Catholic fathers, they have the same issues that I have. And that was a really big thing for me, to be like, oh my goodness, you know, we're the same. So it's given me confidence in my parenting skills, because I think with being a young mum, only 23, 2 children, I was pregnant when I was a teenager in school, and I think that comes with its own stigma and its own stereotype, and this has given me confidence to go, do you know what, I'm not perfect, no parent's perfect, but I'm doing the best that I can, and I'm trying to instill things in my children for the future that I feel is important. So I've furthered my education and I've improved my general knowledge in many areas. Another thing, I've made really good friendships with Lauren, the girl with the twins, and it is true what Moore says, 2 rugby balls into the classes, here she comes, and I'm having to, you know, put down my daughter Alexis to go out and help her to get out of the car to get into these classes, but we've such a banter, like it's brilliant. And also Kathy, who is a parent from Holy Family, and I would have never had an opportunity to meet her had I not did these programs. It's just such a nice person, and there's so much about her life. It's been inspirational. She's been through very difficult times, and to hear that someone else also has difficulties and also goes through troubles, and you know, it's so nice. So what else have I gained? I have a more structured routine with my kids. You know how to put routines in place more. Just with simple tasks like bedtime, dinner time, having things kind of running like a soldier rota. What else? It's an opportunity for my youngest daughter Alexis, right, because I would have her in creche because she's not in nursery yet, which is free, which is great. It gives her an opportunity to interact with other children even before nursery school age, so that's like a really big thing. And I didn't really experience any cross-community cultures until now at this stage. Okay, I can remember in P7 going over to America doing things like that, but of course that's only like a small group of people. Where she's getting to interact with people from the cross-community and cross-cultures at 20 months. If I had that at 20 months, it wouldn't have taken me this long, now I'm 23, to meet a Catholic and go, hello, I'm a Protestant, you're a Catholic, nice to meet you. You know, so I think that's brilliant, and I really want that to continue. I want to take a drink of someone else's water. So that's what I've gained from it. But I think that these programs are really important for everyone in the community, all the parents. And I mean, I've actually turned into a wee bit of a self-obsessed advocate. And now I'm rallying the other parents. I don't know what happened. Anyway, that's your somewhere. But it's an opportunity for other people to learn their skills and for them to, you know, interact and experience cross-community cultures as well, because I would say that the majority of parents in my community and the other side of the community as well, they don't want our children to grow up the way that we grew up, and they do want things to be different. And in order to get that going, you do need to like participate in these programs and like show the willingness to want to like move forward for the future. And just to build relationships, because I would say that Northern Ireland now isn't just, okay, it's mainly Protestant Catholic, but it's a multicultural community now. And I think it is important to try to build relationships and for us all to move forward together. They also help parents with their parenting skills. Like I said, I've also gained good parenting skills and I've built up my confidence. And overall, they're just fun. I've had a ball. Like, you know, they're fun, they're informative, they're fulfilling, and they're going to get me. But Yvonne and Shirley, like, I mean, for being two course coordinators, like, you can have such banter with them and such crack, and that's what people want. People don't want to come into a class and sit there in a classroom environment and be really formal, and it's not like that. It's fun, and it's informative, like I said, and it's just great. Anyway, so at the minute, I am doing the Parent Infant programme with Yvonne, and this is the first sort of programme that I've did that involves my daughter. You know, you're with her the whole way through from start to finish, which is great. You're not just putting her in a creche. And we've got up to some crazy things, making cakes and blowing bubbles and doing all this mad stuff. And there's a part of that programme during it that the adults would separate in a sense and the children would be on one side of the room. And to keep them occupied, to give them lentils, which, funny enough, down in Tesco's today, my husband has bought a bag to entertain the youngest while I'm here because he's off work to look after. So she's currently at home eating a bag full of lentils because she likes to eat them. But it's just teaching me like different wee things, like makeshift things that you can do with the kids at home that doesn't cost a fortune, that you can still have fun with. So I have put that into practice in the house. I'm also doing the anger management programme with Shirley, the parenting anger management programme. Maybe not the best title for the course, but it just sort of teaches me that every parent gets frustrated and it's normal, and to hide or bring those frustrations in so you're not standing in the middle of the street bawling at your 5-year-old, which happens a lot in my house. So that sort of taught me, right, to take a wee backseat here, take a wee breath, you take a wee breath, let's talk about the problem. So it's good to learn things that way because then it makes me a better parent, and you just want to be the best parent you can be. So, like I said, PIPS and anger management course, they run into Easter, so they will keep me busy. No doubt more will be finding me after Easter to tell me what else is on. Before Easter. So I'm just looking forward to the future classes and other things that come up. I didn't get a chance to do the PIPS programme for the suicide awareness, which would have a personal meaning for me because my mother, which is here, would suffer mental health and at times would have suicidal thoughts, and so to be able to learn more about that and how to deal with that would be really beneficial for me, and I'm sure for a lot of other people in the community, because there has been widespread suicides on both sides of the community over the last few years. Like Maura said, the residential, it's not even there anymore, it doesn't matter. The residential for Corrymeela is coming up in March, and this is like, woo, damn it, no children. So I'm really excited about that, and I think that's an incentive for everybody because not every parent would get a chance to experience something like that and to get away and interact with other people and to get a wee break from each other and just have a really good time. So I'm looking forward to that. And I didn't really know all the kind of political hoofla about all this before I came, and so I've sort of had to learn as I went along throughout this afternoon. But I didn't realise there was only 1 year left of like the funding and stuff that's for these programs, but I honestly think as a parent, and I'm talking on behalf of other parents that are friends of mine who do these courses, this needs to be rolled out everywhere. This needs to be available widespread to everybody because it is just so, like, it's so beneficial. You don't understand, like, you may read something in a textbook, you may have your policies, you may have, you know, this is what we do, this is what we do. See when you're experiencing it as a parent with 2 young children, it is just, honest to goodness, it is so good. Like, and it continues. Thanks very much.